Entering in the first that will have this game, and it's to kill someone with a Zeus. Now, Shoke is on the other team, so that will be a high priority target, but no one's bought Zeus's on this first round. It's all about whether or not they can establish early presence, and Magix has already shown his hand on short. A lot of damage exchanged between him and Barry, but no casualties just yet.
And just yet, although some flirtation has come to pass, two players losing the identical amount of HP of 48, Barry and Magix, but both pulling back respectively. Magix going back in for seconds, needs to tread lightly, but he is all alone for the time being.
Yeah, Magix is the key man on this Team Shoke squad, so losing him would be a massive detriment. But he's away from the rest of the pack. 4 players situated outside the A-bomb site, and Magix finding the isolated duel on Ohnepixel. This could actually force rotates over to this B-bomb site, but right now, Team Ohnepixel stands strong.
Yeah, and now it's going to be called upon as the T's start to just crash against the waves of Truck and the A site. Hallie doing good job with Fatal. That is going to yield them a bomb plant bare minimum, and in a 2-on-3 retake, this is a tough one. But it is that man Nexa, still alive, still kicking, but misses his shots and gets punished accordingly. And although Barry has struck once on 25, well, now make that 5 HP, 1 bullet anywhere to his body, and he is a dead man. Additionally, he has no kit, no grenades to bounce back onto the site with, and Hallie is playing Bring Around the Rosie. Headshot, though, is put straight in, but now this is where time begins to become a bit of an issue, but he has picked up the kit, and now can tickle that bomb out into the open. It's Machine, but he finds Machine and frags him. It's going to be so close, but I think he may have just got the defuse as well. Barry, the hero of Ohnepixel.
Oh my God, impact. 3 kills from behind, a 1-on-3 for Barry, where he had no health to work with. A single bullet would have done him in.
To light a fire underneath Ohnepixel. However, to put things in perspective, Shoke is able to come out with a force buy, and it's a solid one at that. Because they get the bomb plant down, they've got some rifles, but Pimp has already dealt with Fatal and Connector.
Having low HP on Magix once again at the start of this round is unideal. Nexa at distance will be able to find the kill, and Barry combines alongside him for a bit of a spam kill. 2 players all that remain here for Team Shoke, so the force buy not working out in the second round. And I think it's business as usual. Pimp was an absolute nuisance on the A-bomb site and round the connector, bathrooms. He was all over the shop. He was making quick flanks happen over at B. Any sort of information. And if you don't default against this Team Ohnepixel CT side, you will get punished.
100%. I think that wallbang you mentioned from Barry, by the way, he was up in heaven.
Yeah.
And spammed through the wooden panels and to get that second kill, which is super important for Nexa because he probably would have been traded otherwise. So very nice teamwork. Now Machine is last man standing, a very capable player in his own right, but I don't think there's many options available for him other than save this AK-47. He's going to go clubbing, you know, going to save that AK in style, get his dance on, and I don't think anyone from the CT is going to push him either, so he should be able to take this out into the next round.
Yeah, playing for CT economy. They're really thinking about the long game here, Team Ohnepixel. Machine just practicing his tracking, tracing the letters. But this is that combo play we were looking at earlier. The earlier damage onto Magix. No, it was actually from Graffiti. Until a team is firmly in the lead or firmly in front and they know that they're guaranteed to win it, they are probably not going to hunt them down. Good kill to start off this round here from Ana, taking the fight over to Fountain. Barry sitting inside of the smoke while Nexa clears the other side of it. This will be a trade lined up for perfection here for Barry, but he actually wants more.
Oh, I love this play, but has he been too greedy? No, he hasn't. He pushes past the smoke, knowing it will go completely uncontested, and he gets 2, and the bomb drop as well. Exquisite play from Barry again. He may be one of the oldest guys in this tournament, but he's 8-0, he's picked up a clutch already, and he's just styling on Team Shoke.
Yeah, to see the impact that he's able to bring to the table is absolutely absurd. He's been all over the place. He's been rotating typically into different sides of the map and still finding all the kills he needs to. Well, 2-on-4, unideal here for Fatal and Machine, but trying to put the pieces together. This is just an unwinnable round state. I mean, you look at what Barry's up to. He might find perfect timing on a player behind and just spotted the head narrowly, so understands what the plan is and may just get given even more. Only spotted one player, so unsure about where Machine is, but it doesn't matter.
You take barely anyone down, and another challenge comes to the forefront. A 1G feels bad for Summit.
And for Team Shoke, but they have found very little success. Only the one bomb plant on that A bomb site in the pistol, and they didn't even win that, courtesy Barry, of course.
It just goes to show how brutally one-sided these rounds have been, that 2 of Team Shoke are yet to get off the mark. Collectively, they only have 8 frags, and we're going into round 6. Barry by himself has 14 kills, no deaths. It has been incredibly lopsided. However, with AKs in play, and maybe if Barry does go off the boil a little bit, there is a way back in for Shoke. And plus, we saw yesterday on Ohnepixel, they had a great start. I think it was like a 10-1 lead. And then Team Buster came back to win the last 4 rounds at the dying embers of the half. So maybe history will repeat itself and Team Shoke will have another chance. But it's not looking good for this round, as Anna has already plucked off the head alongside Nexa. And 2 unanswered frags. Very straightforward again for the CTs.
Yeah, great chemistry once again between Barry and Nexa, just being able to link up on that flash play. Magix has not been able to have the same impact that we've seen in previous performances from him so far. Him playing forward in front of the smoke, and they tried to run through it. Shoke will finally get on the board with a couple of kills, but Anna's still on side of the bomb sign. Shoke has to clutch it back. A 1-on-3 and running out of bullets. His time is ticking. 25 to get that bomb on his back and to really threaten the plan, extend his timer.
These are the opening picks that we saw. Another challenge has come to the forefront. I believe that was the Holy Grenade. And now they do have enough of an economy to scrape together 3 AKs. In fact, pardon me, it's 2 AKs and 3 Galils, but they've already been smoked and mollied off from the monster side, and 4 players are here. Actually, all 5 players are here. And we know that players like Pimp have no issue going for fast flanks, and that's exactly what he's doing right now in Con. They have a good read of the situation, and it feels like Shoke's about to walk into a trap, but a great place. Flashbang is going to alleviate the pressure, allow him to push forward.
It's all about activation on this flank now. Pimp has to really alleviate that pressure here for Anna. They're all focused on what's ahead of them, and no smoke for Shoke to get that bomb down. Pimp can move through this monster tunnel, and they're none the wiser. Holly goes back to check it, but Machine can't get the...
wants to show the world that he is still capable of playing at a very, very high level. And so plays like that do not surprise me. He has got such a good read of the game. You just have to watch his stream for a few moments to know how high his in-game IQ is. And these flanks are just so paramount to Pixel. It's not just the fragging power of the Annas and the Berries of this team, but having that also up your sleeve is just such a huge, huge part of the puzzle. Now the flash comes out into the push, but Magix is going to pick up the first and a second. Maybe Shoke can finally get some success.
Well, Barry rotating in as he typically does and finding and cutting down the numbers just ever so slightly. Does have Pimp alongside him as well for this double peek, and so Fatal goes 1 for 1. It's all on Barry once again, cold into clutch, and it would have to be an ace at that. Bomb is actually dropped in a very open position as well, so they're hesitant to re-pick it up. Now we have a new challenge take the forefront, but it's all about what if. It's not as though Shoke have been completely down and out. They're finding a few of these kills, but piecing them all together into round wins has been the major difficulty, and now that will only go to show here in round number 9. Magic's finally getting some action on the side of Team Shoke, but has already lost 2 teammates in the early duels. Things will slow. They are very spread out on the T side.
Oh, he had the intel that 2 players had crossed because he saw both of them go across there, but a well-placed flashbang forces him to back out. Plus, the other issue is that for a while, he didn't have the secondary unit, which is now Machine, to watch his back through Monster. So he could have been getting flanked as far as he was aware and concerned. And this is really where Pimp going for those flanks does really play hell in the back of your mind. He's done it so many times. It's like, right, is he doing it again? Then you have to have eyes in the back of your head. It's going to take you longer to get onto sites. It's going to take you longer to clear out the likes of bathroom and short side on connector, etc. So it really does play hell with a team's thought process and their shot calling. But with 40 seconds, they're starting to make a move now onto the long side of bathrooms. Yeah,
and especially with Anna on this A-bomb site, the fly swatter challenge actually could see activation. She's not scared to pull the trigger without the scope being zoomed in. Fly swatter is to get a kill with a no scope, so keep an eye on Magix and her for that. But Shoke, 20 2 by the time they get around this corner, and we'll have to try and breach in. Flashes are good to scale in, but actually getting partially blinded themselves. Ana and Pimp will simply combine together, and now it's down to the last man standing in Magix. Ana will take the final shift. It's not as though Shoke have been completely down and out. They're finding a few of these kills, but piecing them all together into round wins has been the major difficulty, and now that will only go to show here in round number 9. Magix finally getting some action on the side of Team Shoke, but has already lost 2 teammates in the early duels. Things will slow. They are very spread out on the T side.
Oh, you had the intel that 2 players had crossed because he saw both of them go across there, but a well-placed flashbang forces him to back out. Plus, the other issue is that for a while, he didn't have the secondary unit, which is now machined to watch his back through Monster. So he could have been getting flanked as far as he was aware and concerned. And this is really where Pimp going for those flanks does really play hell in the back of your mind. He's done it so many times. It's like, right, is he doing it again? Then you have to have eyes in the back of your head. It's going to take you longer to get onto sites. It's going to take you longer to clear out the likes of bathroom and short side on connector, etc. So it really does play hell with a team's thought process and their shot calling. But with 40 seconds, they're starting to make a move now onto the long side of bathrooms.
Yeah, and especially with Ana on this A-bomb site, the fly swatter challenge actually could see activation. She's not scared to pull the trigger without the scope being zoomed in. Fly swatters to get a kill with a no scope, so keep an eye on Magix and her for that. But Shoke 22 by the time they get around this corner, and we'll have to try and breach in. Flashes are good to scale in, but actually getting partially blinded themselves. Ana and Pimp will simply combine together, and now it's down to the last man standing in Magix. Ana will take the final shot.
The players that coming from long have to have basically a full 180-degree vision around peripherals.
Lined it up. Not something you want. Magix once again trying to take contact out from Monster, and no one's looking his direction. Ohnepixel trying to dodge flash, and Nexa eats one. Last man's really standing on this bomb site. Nexa will be gunned down, but 2 more players on short. Never mind, weren't there for much longer. Great moves here from Holly to take that space with his teammates, and no problems here for Shoke in a 3rd round.
Just a conveyor belt of carnage, that short side. It felt like it was just a never-ending slew of CTs coming through there, and now Pimp's gonna get caught. Fatal should have killed him. Still will have a very good chance to do just that.
Site, but he can't fight 2-3 players simultaneously, and if you limit his options, the site will likely fall alongside it. Maybe that's even why we've seen Magix just go towards the short side, constantly hunting for kills.
Reminds me a lot of another player from the CIS region, which was Angel, way back in the day when he used to play for Hellraisers on Overpass. He was an absolute phenom when it came to short control. So often he'd get a pick or 2 picks. He'd be integral for rotations. Maybe Magic's trying to channel his inner Angel here. Meanwhile, though, Team Shoke have made moves outside of connector, moving in on the banana side. And Pimp, he's laid in wait with Ana's scout alongside him.
Only one of the many tags we expect from Ana, even the nade doing some considerable damage. But they're re-diverting back over towards this B bomb site, and Nexa Ohnepixel will be once again put under the microscope.
Players coming in, but that wide swing is so huge. Nexa needs to get double, but doesn't. It's a one and done, and that won't be good enough for Ohnepixel's team to hold the site. They have to go in for the retake. The timing is good from Berry, up to his 18th kill of this half already. Now the cavalry, the reinforcements have arrived. Is it too little too late though? Needs Pimp to be activated as well. Now Barry's fallen. It's down to his Danish comrade to come through and clutch. And 2 of the 3 are low. Make that all 3 around 27 or less HP. This is winnable for Pimp. Flash doesn't really affect him too bad, but the timer on the bomb is so low that he has to push in, has to throw caution to the wind. There's one, but no second kill.
Pixel before on their CT starts off to like a 10-1 lead. And
Berry in the pistol round, and then him dropping 4Ks left and right for us to get in this position. Had those things not have happened, this could have been a very one-sided score in favor of Team Shoke.
And making a little bit of a resurgence here in day 2, perhaps. Holly was the missing piece. Certainly showing they've deduced some issues here for the Ohnepixel side, and one of those issues will be the fact that Ana doesn't have the AWP, which she is so proficient with. Again, this B-bomb side will be probed here by Magix. Oh my goodness, Nexus day does not get better. He's just getting headshot left and right, traded every opportunity he goes for, and that is Magic's sharpest kill yet.
He didn't really have a chance, did he? It's just the AK straight up removes his head, and now he pulls back. He's anticipating that there's going to be maybe some aggression. Wait for his teammates to make moves as well from the T-spawn side. This is going to be end destination of the B site. There's still 2 players here. Ohnepixel joined by Berry. And rotation's also coming in. Berry getting one. The flash is good, though. And fully blinded now puts the pressure firmly on Ohnepixel's shoulders. Although Anna's here to alleviate some of that that's been building up. But 3 of those 4 players now making moves. Anna gets a trade, able to back away, but there will be no second kill alongside it. And not for the first time, Pimp. In what you feel like is maybe an unwinnable situation. He does have the AWP. Certainly more than capable with this weapon, but considering their economy, I wouldn't be surprised if this is exit frags looking into a save, because you absolutely want this AWP come the next round for Anna.
Yeah, it's been so important that they've been able to deal with some of the pressure. Oh, they actually got the challenge completed on killing Ohnepixel through the wall. Okay. Only slightly round that wood wall position. I mean, Ohnepixel's actually been asking for it a fair few rounds, so only all fair in love and war that they actually pull through with it. But Shoke have really struck gold, and the fact that they're trying to find solutions, you know, him picking up that 8.
Yeah, and this is maybe where if there is a little bit of tilt on the side of Ohnepixel, he mentioned Pimp yesterday, that can become a bit of a problem here, especially as he loses out on that trade. The AK prevails over the FAMAS, no huge surprise, but it felt like Pimp did have a chance there maybe to give his team an advantage through on the connector, and with his loss of life, that is going to put the pressure even that much thicker on the rest of the teammates, and that may force them into an aggressive kind of play it, try and dictate the pace of this round. Anna getting aggro up on long, but it's only a FAMAS, and they've completely bypassed Banana control. They have Nexa down here and Con, who is desperately trying to make a move behind the back of them. He also has the SMG of the MP9, but they've already ran past him at this point. Anna needs to get frags. There's one, keeping herself alive, trying to pivot in for a second, doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough to reap the kills. Berry is keeping them in this round, however, but it is a 2-on-3, and they've already lost control of the site.
Yeah, and having a double flank here, especially with Berry, his position being known, they're just going to plant the other side of the dice and play forward inside of bank and stairs. This is a very hard post plant to crack.
They need Berry to go nuclear. They need him to come out here with this M4 and get the first kill quick. He finds the player on truck, but the frag is not forthcoming. Wide swing from Hallie gets punished, has to replenish the magazine. Ohnepixel now making moves in with the MP9. He knows where the last player is. Is Berry able to get yet another clutch? The time is running so low, but the health is solo from Shoke as well. There won't be enough time. This is going to detonate. Surely there's not enough time for this defusal. It's a valiant attempt from Berry, but lightning will not strike twice.
Electric in those last few rounds. 6 in a row to break our first half, and they made that 8-1 scoreline look like it was nothing. It was
room again, because it's easy to get overwhelmed by the fact that you've lost so many rounds in a row. It feels like you threw that first half away. They've got a goosh onto Team Shoot and his captain, so he has to back away, but now they're reinforcements have arrived up on the site. Here comes Nexa, an identical play to what he went for yesterday, but this time, no success. And although Anna splattered a couple of heads, the advantage is in firm favor of CTs until Pimp turns this round on its head and removes 2. But it does leave Magic's left alive in a 1-on-2.
He's got the dualies and body armor as well, so he will be so hard to deal with. If a single miss shot happens, Magic's will run you down with 30 bullets. Ohnepixel may be the victim of that, and while Pimp certainly probes around the bank side, doesn't realize that that flank was coming instead, and Magic's is very suspicious as to where Pimp's gone off to. I was going to try and read him. Make the play over towards the B-bomb site, but Pimp has stuck true to his guns and stuck true to the right site.
I love that play, man. Out of sight, out of mind, given enough time to fully sell that fake over onto the B side. And now Magic's is going to eat up a lot of this time. Keep in mind, there's no kit in his hands either. He's going to have to guess right here, almost on the first time of asking. And if he doesn't, time itself could be the difference maker here. I don't think there's a kit on the site either. So he has to come out, taps the bomb. Guesses towards bank, that's correct, but Pimp goes in for that peek, and he's done it purely off timing. Pimp's massive brain gets him yet another round. What an important turn of events that was. Those 2 clicks to headshots.
But Team Ohnepixel are going to be spreading out in a pretty standard default to kick things off. Just a little bit of pressure over towards Fountain, and they're actually not even going to keep somebody situated over towards the B bomb side. They are coming in with a focus and a fixation over towards A.
Yeah, they've not slowed down at all. Maybe making a read that Magix is more than likely one of the B-side players. Stay well away from him if you can. He had so much impact on that short B side. Even if he wasn't getting kills, he was keeping 2 or 3 players on that side of the map in the first half. So they clearly are making a solid read to avoid him at all costs. Put him into those clutches. Really just make it untenable. Barry, though, has managed to sneak his way around via banana side. He's getting so much information for his team right now.
Oh god, that kill on Pimp actually could change things though. I think they're going to feel really pressured to deal with these players inside of the bathrooms. Ohnepixel trying to take the duel, but Holly's there alongside it. They have to try and divert somehow towards these B players if they possibly can, but cutting off rotates doesn't matter if the site is still contested, and Holly shows us exactly why. Continues to stand strong on the bomb site, and Nexa doing his best to creep himself up alongside this smoke, but they know about the berry presence. Just whether or not they read Nexa will be the next part of the puzzle. Holly ducking behind the flower, but he was so low HP he could never trade, and Shoke had nowhere to go. CT was threatened, the rotate was threatened, so he didn't feel safe to come and help his teammates.
What a massive round, though. Like, it must have been so many rotations, so many laps in communication. The head was spinning, and it's a labored spray, but Shoke finally gets the job done. Losing no health in the process, but Barry is up against him. Goes for the speak. He did get dinked as well. A little bit longer. Money situation for Shoke, by the way, is horrendous. They got an MP9. They got an AWP. A bit of a mixed match by here, and a really great opportunity for Ohnepixel and the rest of his team to punish Shoke and get on that fast track to a vast lead once more. Good boost up, but Machine not quite able to connect the dots. 55 HP remaining on Ohnepixel, but he will still stand and live to tell the tale, at least momentarily. And Barry, who's been one of those players that has no issue lurking, is deciding to go full entry frag right now. The boost was good to yield the kill onto Ohnepixel, but now they just back out of there. They've got their kill. They fall away from B side. They still have over a minute on the clock.
Yeah, and they got a kill from a boost, but not the challenge for this round. It's instead going to be off of a run boost. You need to kill an enemy, and thought for sure that the pistols and the SMGs might see activation with it, but a 1-for-1, you can see already they're funneling these players over towards the A side with how much of a threat this B presence has been from the CTs. Him just trying to throw a flash and rendezvous with the rest of the squad, but Magic's here with the AWP, so the defense is looking pretty likely, especially with Barry so separated. That's a free kill to be offered up, and has a player take his place in the close side truck position, but Anna's clearing for it hard and fast, but Nexa's right behind, instead stealing that kill away. It's only Magic's, the one player that wasn't really spotted out, and has found that AWP to strike again. Nexa trying to read it, round that smoke, but it's all about whether or not Magic's will actually peer through it or not. Nexa committing to the full plant, and whether or not he repositions, it's right into the jump spot from Nexa. Around the boxes, might have enough chance to back away from the bathrooms, but playing a distance against that AWP could work to his detriment. Magic's doesn't have a kit to work with, so it's all about how much time is chewed off of playing these mind games and thinking about whether Nexa has escaped his grasp. Can he put it together? Can he piece together where Nexa's gone off to and clearing that plant position?
So well. But now Team Shoke, they've got themselves another buy, but they're running out of time. They're running out of money. They've got to start to make some of these work. And Anna, head-to-head with Hallie, pulls the trigger and knocks him down on long.
Yeah, very dangerous peek to offer up Anna, just being able to show a little bit of elbow. They're super ready for the fight, but there will be a counter kill elsewhere on the map. Barry caught out by the double push on short. They assembled this boost very quickly. They are prepared for someone to try and contest from connector to maybe hunt down that trade, but nobody swung for it. 4-on-4 in a weakened A bomb site, that's for sure, and that's why Magix is beginning his rotate round. They've completely vacated this B bomb site. They are gamble stacking on the idea that they finish towards this A site, and right now a flash over towards short water. I don't know that that's going to pull extra presence the other way. Right now they are so fixated on the idea that bathrooms has been compromised and there's somebody lurking around those corners. But you noted it was Barry that was typically the performer of such acts, and so now I think they start to realize that this B site could be under siege.
I've left Shoke by himself as well to try and stymie this push as best as he can. May be able to get one, but Magic's elsewhere has put him down. Some great trades to kick off this potential retake that has now come to fruition. It will heavily favor Team Shoke. Low HP bars on a couple plays, but Anna still comes out, and for the second time in the round has put that up to use, make it 3. And our machine is stuck on Graffiti, on the wrong side of Graffiti, and Anna gets the 4.
When we had him on the server, that's a backstab into Barry, and that's your highest fragging player, so that's not great. It will certainly cost him in that duel, that's for sure.
Oh, Anna just overzealous, you know, she's super hype about that 4K. Adrenaline straight to the finger, right click to the back of Berry. That sucks. And yeah, as you mentioned, that's like the top fragger. That's the guy you want to keep in the fight as long as possible. Now, fortunately, the scores aren't reversed, so Ohnepixel has a buffer of rounds. It's not the end of the world, but considering that Team Shoke are backs to the wall, all their pennies, all their pounds into this round, this was the potential killing blow that they could have administered to Team Shoke. So they could still pull this one back, don't get me wrong, but it's about as bad a start as you could ask for. But that's a big upturn in fortunes because the main man himself, Magix, has been found and fragged.
Timing couldn't have been worse there for Magix. He was prepping for the next angle to clear, and that was when Nexa decided to swing 4-on-4, and those 3 players over towards this A bomb site. And that is where Team Ohnepixel currently seem to be headed. Pimp is the one that will take first contact, but everyone's hiding. Well, he finds out the hard way that everyone is here. 2 players around the truck side. Ana still picking them to pieces, though. And while Ohnepixel tries to grab some room, Ana unsure about whether a flank breaking through, though, after 5 rounds straight coming into the second half.
I believe just before we jumped into this replay, see Anna once again lighting up the scoreboard with the orb, is they went for a force spy. I think I saw Barry pick up an AK.
Or have it to be performed by a couple of the players, whether it's Barry or Pimp or Anna with the 4K. They had very few survivors. Trying to be very fast about the pace as well with these pistols and very quick through the connector. It doesn't seem as though they're going to try and stand their ground. No, machine out in the open trying to back up Fatal inside of bathrooms. Pretty explosive way to start this round, but have slowed things down considerably since Pimp by his own. No one there to trade. He was doing so well to sort of dart around these corners and evade gaze, but it only lasted for so long. So now over towards the B site they go.
I feel like this might be a bit telegraphed. There's already 2 players down here. It's one of which is Shoke, the other is Hallie. And they don't have much utility, but that smoke into Monster will definitely stall and stymie this push. Also allow a 3rd player to come in, which may very well be Machine or Fatal with the AWP. Now, if Hallie is to push through this smoke, things could get bad real quick for Team Shoke, so he's going to decide against that. Just holding fire. They've smoked up from the site as well, from the A site, that is, to replenish the smoke on Monster. And this is just doing so much work because simultaneously Magix is coming down connector. They have so much information. They're pretty much 99% sure that Pixel and the rest of his team are hiding outside of B, and this is going to be a massacre. If they can get much more than 1 kill, I'd be pretty amazed at that outcome. Nexa and Berry still alive though in this round, and there is a chance that maybe one of them can strike gold. Nexa removes the head of Machine, spins around on the swivel. There's 2 kills as well, and now Berry comes up with one of his own. Suddenly this round is winnable, because Berry on 100% HP comes back up and takes the head of Fate.
I mean, that is magic. I mean, you see these kills from Nexa. They are so sharp, and then Berry's there to pick up all the remaining pieces. The quick trade power that you want to see out of some of your players. You just probably wouldn't have tagged Berry to be that guy. 1-for-1 trade over towards Monster as Magix will survive, albeit only by a slither of health, but dealing with the big man, the coach. Connector. Oh, saw Ohnepixel walking into her crosshair, but couldn't quite put it together. Had to take a lot of damage for that fight instead. And Pimp's got a lot of ground over towards A as well, so could actually find a forward position that they're not expecting.
Oh, he gets checked but from Magix, and there was no secondary component that was pushing in. Maybe expected Anna to be there as well. There was a flank on top of a flank as Nexa is flanking. Oh, the hunting low Fatal, but she gets away with it. Bullets narrowly miss out. Anna now watching the back as the information is relayed. Moving into connector now. Do they know 2 players were in here? And there's another flank in play as Halley gets caught. How has he fell prey to that?
I thought for sure. I mean, with flanks on flanks on flanks, I thought for sure Nexa was going to get caught out, but he's just far too aware. And now it's Machine against Ana and Nexa, and I do not envy his position. Both these players are usually such strong components of the squad and have been consistent throughout this game so far. Machine does find Ana. The headshot's good. And Nexa, while full HP, will take this chance to reposition. Machine not being fast on the approach and making noise as well while doing so, but faking it out. Nexa has bitten down on the idea that he might be rotating in through bank, but time's against Machine here. No kit. Has to try and put together where Nexa's gone off to because he didn't maintain control on that bomb site. Now noise made, Machine none the wiser, and jumping onto the defuse. It's not planted for Nexa, but a 10-second defuse. Machine cannot stick, and so Nexa will capitalize.
Some of the lower firepower rifles for FAMAS's in play as well. It's looking grim, but some good damage inflicted to Berry early on from Magic's hands.
Barry still finds an early kill onto Holly, and awkward duel at distance. Pimp and Fatal missing a fair few shots. Only 3 players remain, and 2 of them over at that B bomb site. Ana's trying to keep them in check. In fact, all of them are over at B, doubling down on this idea, and they're headed this direction. So best chance to really hold on to this one, but can't find the kills. Shoke already dealt with, and Ana closing the gap. Magic's last man standing, and can only find one more.